He started fighting at the age of 11 in 1930 and was paid 1-6. He went on to box in 170 fights and was never beaten. And apart from winning the world flyweight title, also held 5 other titles at the same time. He is, of course, singer, actor and comedian Rinty Monaghan. I'm surprised he found time to box as well. Well, Rinty Monaghan, going back to Hugh Russell there briefly, he's today's flyweight. How do you rate him?
I rate him very good indeed. I think he's a little bit of experience to get in the professionalism. And if he keeps training and very fit, he'll get there.
You think he has what it takes to be possibly as a professional?
He's a very dedicated boy. I was with him a few times, and he puts everything into his training. And he's got a big man looking after him.
All right, well, stay there for a moment, Rinty, because we're going to show a clip from one of your most memorable fights. That's the Jackie Patterson bout at the King's Hall in 1948. The year before, you'd beaten Dido Marino of Honolulu for the world title. Then you put the championship up for grabs against Patterson, who was risking his British and Empire titles. And what a fight it turned out to be. Here it is.
Round 1. Monaghan, usually a slow starter, is quick to take advantage of his marked advantage in weight and strength and goes to the attack much quicker than he's usually wont to do. Patterson, retreating in his usual familiar southpaw style, is backing up constantly from the opening bell. Monaghan tries to bring the attack to close quarters, and they wrestle and maul each other in the center, with Tommy Little keeping an ever-close watch on proceedings, following the two fighters around very quickly and very closely. Up with another right, which is wide of the mark, and he has Patterson in trouble in the corner early on in the opening round. Still adopting his forcing tactics, is crowding into the attack at every available opportunity. Patterson is still adhering to his formula, keeping on the retreat. He's on his bicycle at every opportunity. Monaghan slips, but it's only a slip, and they go into a clinch right in the neutral corner. They're parted by referee Tommy Lytle as the bell goes to end round 1. Round 2. Monaghan still crouching with that right hand of his, devastating, lethal weapon that he has in that right hand, always cocked, ready to go. Patterson crouching in the corner, trying to bull his way out. Monaghan very deftly feints him off with lefts and rights. Both boxers watching each other carefully, and Patterson misses with the left hook, and Monaghan counters with a beautiful right to the jaw, and down goes it. He appeals to referee Tommy Lytle for some infraction that he claims Monaghan is guilty of. Referee ignores the appeal, continues the count. Monaghan, in his anxiety to get in the finishing punch, nearly knocks referee Tommy Lytle out of the ring and crowds into the attack. Thomas Patterson around the ring, Patterson on his bicycle again, backing away with Monaghan on the attack. And in his anxiety to put the finishing touches to the defending champion, he's a bit wild. And Patterson clinches and holds on desperately. Round 7. And encouraged by the fact that he's almost reached the halfway mark, Patterson is off the stool quicker for this round than any preceding round. Monaghan still playing it very carefully, watches his opponent very closely, moves in quickly, and they spin each other around on the far side. The referee Tommy Lytle moving in closely as ever, watching for any infractions that may occur. Over the ropes and the right to the body, and down goes Patterson, and he's in trouble. Patterson's going to beat the count. He just manages to get up on the count of 9. He staggers to his feet. He's in trouble. Monaghan rushes in for the kill. He measures his man carefully. He fumbles him about the head and body to the ropes. Vicious right hook to the jaw. Now an uppercut. Now a left and a right uppercut to the body. And Patterson gets set to go down with a right to the jaw. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and out. And there's a new world's flyweight title holder, Rinty Monaghan of Belfast, who is immediately mobbed by his handlers in the ring.
Finishing is always there with the party piece. Rinty, many memories there. Are they still vivid in the mind, are they?
Oh, yeah. I can remember everything. Marvellous. I'm not punchy at the moment.
What about Patterson? Did he give you any trouble at all? There was some talk that he was weak or something coming to the fight, having to lose weight quickly.
Yes, he took 2 weeks to do 6 weeks training, and it sort of spent him a little. And he came in and he hit me with a quarter right in the 6th round, and he's still a lump here, sitting on the head. And I knew then that he was trying to lead me on to one.
All right, well, you had to finish him quickly. You did that in the 7th round. I think there's still a mystery about that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that's the punches on the rope. I couldn't count them, to tell you. I had him so often. Actually, when I walked away, the rope was holding him up.
Yeah, that's what held him up.
Yes,
He didn't count the punches, did he?
I didn't.
Right, at that time, just after the war, it must have been a marvellous boost for people here, surely, to have a world champion.
Oh, yeah. They were queued for a quarter of a mile from one end, Corporation Street, to York Street. And I was singing out through the window.
#1 celebrity.
Yes, singing. I was singing a dozen songs that night.
On the senior side of that time, there were some people trying to fix fights. And I think you were once offered a bribe, weren't you?
Yeah, 3 times, actually. But this time was in Aston Villa football ground. I was fighting a boy called Charlie Squires. And these 2 guys come up. Rinty, Monaghan? I said, yes. Could I speak to you? I'm going to fight in a moment. Could I speak to you? I said, yes. What is it? It's £1,000 for you if you lose. I said, oh,
It's a lot of money at that time.
Frank, the manager, these 2 guys want to give me £1,000 if I lose. Frank says, hold on. He went, Inspector, and the 2 guys scrappered. They run like judo.
Well, time marches on, obviously, but is it something you miss badly, boxing?
Yes, I would like to be able to fight in the ring. Watching it sometimes annoys me really when I see a young boy promising and he's making an awful lot of mistakes. And he's not sort of keyed up for it. Actually, the theory's missing everything. He's not leading the man. There's a whole lot of things I could tell you about it, you know, that he's missing in.
Boxing today in the world sense, who really excites you today?
Oh, no other than Muhammad Ali. Marvelous, you know, great personality. He can talk better than I can. And,
I'm not sure about that.
well, I think I can sing better than him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're almost 62. You're fitting well, eh?
Yeah, at the moment I'm not too bad, yeah.
Right.
I feel all right. Like I couldn't go 15 rounds now, Jackie.
When you look back, though, Rinty, was it a very hard sport when you were involved? I mean, apart from the bribery.
The hardest part about the fight game is the training. Morning, noon, and night. Up the Cave Hill, I done the training. Down the docks, I've done the trucking. And in the gym, I've done all the scientific work.
A lot of people could look at you and say you're yet another world champion who didn't end up with a fortune. Did that ever upset you at all?
Well, where I'm concerned, I've still got a fortune. I have my health.
Yes.
I give £40,000 up to keep my health. My last fight with Terry Allen, I had a shadow in the lung. And I had an injection in me that night, and after a fight, I went to a professor, and he took a photograph and told me, he says, I'm sorry, you have to take a rest. And I said, thank you, and I hung my gloves up.
Well, I hope you continue to keep that health, Rinty Monaghan. Lovely to see you again.
Oh,
Thanks a
I'll
lot for
keep
telling
smiling,
us.
Jeffrey. I'll keep smiling.